This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Tonight on The South Today, a piece of Dunedin's nightlife is set to go under the hammer this weekend amidst a host of musical treasures. Boxing is becoming a tradition for Dunedin's Henry family, with mum and dad coaching the next generation. And flax is being transformed into beautiful household objects by an enterprising Wanaka couple. Kia ora, good evening, I'm Daryl Baser. A piece of Dunedin music history is set to go under the hammer this weekend. The Sammy's music venue closed 2 years ago. The neon sign, which sat above the entrance to the nightclub from 1984, goes up for auction on Sunday. But it's only one of many treasures on offer. A glowing reminder of 30 years of hazy beer-soaked memories goes under the hammer this weekend. Former Sammy's proprietor Sam Chin says the sign has been in storage since he sold the venue to the Dunedin City Council in 2017.
Oh, well, it's been a music venue for 30 odd years, over 30 years, and it's stood out like a sore thumb, really.
Hundreds of bands graced the stage during the venue's life, from hometown heroes like The Clean to touring bands like Dragon. However, it's an Irish touring band which Chin says was one night that really stood out for him.
My best show was The Pogues in February the 4th, 1988.
Yeah.
Sunday night, only $26 to see it, and full house. It was quite amazing.
Sam Chin says the sign has seen better days, however he understands it still works. Other memorabilia from the nightclub also being auctioned includes sound and lighting equipment, as well as gig posters for some world-famous bands.
Quite a few posters, not as many as I was going to put in, but I've got a lot more after being in the venue in the music trade since '78.
Auction house owner John Moore says the Sammy's memorabilia is set to be auctioned alongside more than 400 other music items, including guitars, drums and stereo equipment.
So this year we've managed to gather through quite a few musical instruments. Unfortunately, a lot of them came from, well, not a lot, a few of them came from a deceased estate out of Riverton, but otherwise we've had quite a few musicians who've just sort of got excess guitars they're not using anymore, or drum kit that's in the basement and that sort of thing to pull it out. Sam Chin says this sale caps off an enjoyable career in the city's music industry.
And over the years I've enjoyed all the bands, and I don't sort of sing or dance or do any of that, but I enjoy putting entertainment on for people.
The auction is on this Sunday afternoon at Hayward's Auction House in Dunedin. In Dunedin, The South Today. A bizarre police pursuit involving a man riding a mobility scooter has been captured on video. The scooter was filmed weaving in and out of traffic, being pursued by a police car with flashing lights in Timaru in a very low-speed chase. The video shows the man's determined but gradual escape bid as he leads the patrol car across town. The clip ends with the chasing car making contact with the scooter, sending it into a driveway. A police officer is then seen leaving the car to continue the chase on foot. The video, shot from a moving car, has racked up thousands of views across social media. Boxing has become a bit of a tradition for one Dunedin family. Both Ryan and Shireen Henry, as well as their 2 children, are keen on boxing and have amassed quite a number of competitive titles between them.
Teenage son Awatea Henry throwing massive punches at his mother. The 17-year-old is in training for this weekend's Canterbury Championships in Christchurch with the help from his mum, who was a boxing champ herself before she retired. All 4 members of the Henry family are keen boxers, with the children growing up around their father's gymnasium in Dunedin.
I think that just comes down to the kids following in their footsteps, and they were brought up in a gym, so Awatea was in a pram watching me sort of in the gym and then sort of stepped through the ropes himself, so yeah.
He says his wife Shireen and his daughter Jana got the boxing bug after trying out sparring in a boxing ring.
Shireen just jumped in once to give it a go, and then she ended up representing New Zealand, so Jana jumped in once and she seems to keep going as well now, so yeah.
Having won multiple titles and represented her country, Mum Shireen is probably the most accomplished boxer in the family, although she's now retired from the ring. And Dad, Ryan, knows what's required to make a good boxer, working as a selector for New Zealand boxing.
Just working on towards selection for the Olympic Games, and a lot of the top senior boxers now are out doing their things around the world and trying to qualify, so yeah.
This year, Awatea's racked up 5 straight wins and hopes to extend his winning streak, fighting the North Island #1 at the Canterbury Championships this weekend. In Dunedin, the South Today.
Police are investigating an alleged burglary at an Oamaru doctor's surgery last night. Oamaru police won't name the practice, but say a forensic examination is being carried out. It's not known if any controlled drugs were taken. Staff alerted police to the break-in when they arrived at the practice for work this morning. It's the second medical practice targeted in the space of 3 weeks, after a burglary at the Whitestone family practice earlier this month. Flax is being transformed into beautiful household objects by an entrepreneurial couple living in Wanaka. The startup business is called Revology and is hoping to revive New Zealand's flax milling industry and create items normally made from carbon fibre or fiberglass.
Believe it or not, this beautiful chair is made from processed flax fibre, as well as some bits of recycled brass and a seat made of bio-resin. Alex Gouchard used to own a plastics company in France, but is now living in Wanaka and interested in doing something more environmentally sustainable.
I'm 48 now. I was like, I still want to do what I know to do, but I would like to do it differently. And let's try to do it with green materials.
His partner Monique Kelly says they'd like to do more manufacturing with fibres milled from New Zealand's native Harakeke flax. But with the growth in synthetic fibres, it's now hard to come by in large quantities.
Now that we're seeing that we need to move away from synthetic fibres and that the damage that it's doing to the environment, I think that it's a real opportunity to start looking at going back and seeing how we used to do things, and the potential to use incredible mechanical properties that these fibres actually bring, because they're incredibly strong, and we know that with Harakeke. And I think that that would be something within our primary industry that we could potentially develop further.
They're hoping to revive New Zealand's flax milling industry, with flax being a fast-growing plant that can be cultivated in harmony with the environment, producing fast-growing plants with fibres that are very strong but also very light.
It's lighter than carbon fibre. This is one of the lightest materials in the world. It takes 90 days to grow from the seed to a plant. So, you know, a tree is 25 years. You don't need any irrigation to grow the plant. It has incredible good impact properties. So for a chair or a bike, even more for a bike, that's very important. So it's a fantastic material to work with.
And this chair itself is an example of the couple's attention to detail and design, being made up of 32 parts, with all parts replaceable should they break. In Wanaka, the South Today.
Still to come on the South Today, Port Otago unions issue a notice of strike, and we meet another candidate in the race to become Dunedin's next mayor. See you after the break.
If you're at risk of developing melanoma skin cancer, you owe it to yourself to have a mole map. Mole map is coming to your area. Phone today to make an appointment. It could save your life.
At Alex Campbell Menswear, we bring you the best value. We have bought a massive selection of moleskins, and we're passing on the savings to you. Buy one pair, save $25. Buy two, save $60, and we have a great deal on our knitwear. Look at it all, 25% off all our knitwear. And to go with the knitwear, what about a nice warm shirt? These are 25% off too. And while we're doing the 25% off, what about on the jackets? 25% off them as well.
Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
So check us out for massive savings this winter.
You've seen us in the street, now find us online. Check out shopon.org.nz. We have all sorts of treasures, from retro and vintage clothing to antiques, homewares and accessories. New items added every week. We're open 24/7.
Garrador Dunedin, delivering quality, stylish garage doors in Dunedin for over 17 years. New doors, replacement doors and maintenance are all part of Garrador's quality service. Garrador Dunedin offers a full range of modern quality doors to suit any home. Come visit the team.
A poorly maintained heat pump can lose up to 35% of its output. The Mr. Heat Pump Cleaner team are experts. Their specially developed chemical wash is totally biodegradable. Call Mr. Heat Pump Cleaner and get the job done by the professionals.
Step into Shop on Carrot and discover a shop full of treasures. We have a fantastic range of vintage and retro clothes, upmarket clothing labels, collectible items, beautiful jewellery, quality linen and the best range of vintage haberdashery.
Step into Ross Cafe, located at Ross Home in North East Valley. We have a great range of hot and cold food, friendly service and a warm atmosphere that you are sure to enjoy. We look forward to serving you soon at Ross Cafe.
If you're suffering from sciatica, lower back pain, hips and pelvis and knees, this technique will work wonders for you. The energy flow is transmitting through the muscles. Come and see Sunny Chin.
Step into Op Shop on St Andrew and discover a place with plenty of bargains for yourself, your friends and the whole family. We have new items arriving every day. Visit us for a fabulous range of economy and upmarket clothing, accessories, books, shoes and more. Shop with us and support your community.
No mai no, welcome back. Port Otago staff, represented by the Rail and Maritime Union and the Maritime Union of New Zealand, voted this afternoon for an indefinite ban on overtime if talks with port management are unsuccessful. The two unions represent more than 250 workers at Port Otago employed by the port in frontline roles. A union spokesman says they've been bargaining with Port Otago since May, and the main sticking points are safety and pay. Port Otago was unavailable for comment this afternoon. With Dunedin's Mayor Dave Cull stepping down after serving the city for 3 terms, 14 hopefuls are vying to be elected for the role. In tonight's bulletin, Otago Access radio host Ian Telfer interviews candidate Carmen Houlihan on why she wants to be the mayor and where the chains of office.
Carmen, you were out of the blocks pretty early. In fact, I think you were probably one of the first to declare. Have you been getting ready for this for a while?
Well, I ran last time, and the day I knew I didn't get on, it was the day I decided, right, campaign starts again. So I've been building up, talking to people, listening to what's happening, and making myself as good a candidate as I can. And that's why I decided, and also, of course, when Dave Cull stood down, I thought, well, it's another opportunity to run and put myself forward for mayor and for council. And I know it is, some people might say, oh, it's a little bit cheeky of someone to do that when they haven't been on council before. But for me, I have worked as a journalist. I've covered about 1 million community board meetings. I've covered full council meetings and RMA hearings, Environment Court, you know, you name it. If you go in, oh, could you cover this, could you cover that? So I know how council runs and I'm very aware of a lot of the issues. I've been going to quite a few of the council meetings, you know, in the build up to it. And yes, absolutely, Ian, I knew I wanted to do it. It's something I've wanted to do for years, but because of certain professional maybe conflict of interest, and the time wasn't completely right, and now it is. So I'm delighted. And I think, you know, there's that whole thing that Phil Kerr talks about, the CEO at Otago Polytech, about how if you fail, you know, that for me, okay, it was a failure. I didn't get on last time and I didn't get that many votes, but what I did get was I learned so much from that experience, and it's made me stronger, and I know exactly what I want to do now, and I just hope that I can get on and advocate for our city.
What do you think the big issues are right now facing Dunedin and facing the next mayor?
We've got a housing shortage in the next 10 years. I think something like more than 4,000 sections or houses short. The MB figures were saying that we're going to be. That's a lot, and it could be, I actually think it'll probably be more. What's happening at the moment is that people are wanting to develop and build, you know, larger developments or even a house. And there's certain areas in our city, like Kaikorai Valley and around Mosgiel, that they're getting, and other areas as well, where the infrastructure is either at capacity or getting to capacity or old, you know. And I mean, for me, the infrastructure problem is a major, and it's really urgent, and I do think it's not a problem that's just happened overnight either. Like, it's been going on for a long time, and I think certainly first-term councillors are getting their feet under the desk, they're getting to know the job, but second and third and fourth-term councillors, we need to ask them, what is, you know, why have they let the infrastructure get so bad?
Do you even want to be mayor though, or do you really want to get on council? And I ask this because there seems to be, we've got 14 candidates. I mean, it's hard for the public to choose, and it feels a bit like it's full of people who actually want to be on council.
Oh, absolutely. Look, I would love to be mayor, but I also, you know, if that doesn't happen, I definitely want to be on council.
So you're serious about the mayor thing? It's
I'm
not just
serious.
an
I'm
extra
taking
box.
the campaign really seriously. So I think that's, you've got to take it seriously if you put your name forward. And I think I've got the skills. If you look, I mean, I've got a master's in entrepreneurial business. I've worked in business. I've managed budgets. I've managed staff, and I'm taking, as far as, you know, I think you have to take it seriously, and that's what I'm doing. I don't think we should muck people around.
And we'll bring you more interviews with the various candidates over the next 5 weeks. You can also watch the full half-hour interview at odt.co.nz. And after the break on the South Today, Otago University researchers have been delving into the depths of Loch Ness hunting for Nessie, and we'll look at the weather heading into the weekend. See you after the break.
Step into Op Shop on St Andrew and discover a place with plenty of bargains for yourself, your friends and the whole family. For a fabulous range of economy and upmarket clothing, accessories, books, shoes and more. Shop with us and support your community.
Hi, Lindsay here from Alex Campbell Menswear. We're having a massive menswear liquidation. Don't panic, it's not our liquidation. It's Munn's Menswear. They suddenly closed 6 stores throughout the country. Munn's have left their suppliers dangling and desperate to move large orders. We've come to the party. It's our biggest purchase yet. You can save up to 70%. Yes, save up to 70%. We've got strictly limited stocks at the best deals.
Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
It's a big one. South Dunedin store. Don't miss this.
If you're suffering from sciatica, lower back pain, hips and pelvis and knees, this technique will work wonders for you. The energy flow is transmitting through the muscles. Come and see Sunny Chill.
Garrador Dunedin, delivering quality, stylish garage doors in Dunedin for over 17 years. New doors, replacement doors and maintenance are all part of Garrador's quality service. Garrador Dunedin offers a full range of modern quality doors to suit any home. Come visit the team.
Step into Ross Cafe, located at Ross Home in North East Valley. We have a great range of hot and cold food, friendly service and a warm atmosphere that you are sure to enjoy. We look forward to serving you soon at Ross Cafe.
A poorly maintained heat pump can lose up to 35% of its output. The Mr. Heat Pump Cleaner team are experts. Their specially developed chemical wash is totally biodegradable. Call Mr. Heat Pump Cleaner and get the job done by the professionals.
If you're at risk of developing melanoma skin cancer, you owe it to yourself to have a mole map. Mole map is coming to your area. Phone today to make an appointment. It could save your life.
You've seen us in the street, now find us online. Check out shopon.org.nz. We have all sorts of treasures, from retro and vintage clothing to antiques, homewares and accessories. New items added every week. We're open 24/7.
No mai anō, welcome back. University of Otago scientists are about to announce the findings of a study into the existence of the Loch Ness Monster. Professor Neil Gemmell is scheduled to speak at a media conference on the shores of Loch Ness in Scotland next month. Last year, geneticists visited Scotland to investigate the waters of Loch Ness, leading to speculation that evidence of the fabled monster would be found. By examining environmental DNA in the water, researchers aim to catalogue all of the current life in the lake. To date, there have been over 1,000 reported sightings of something resembling a monster in Loch Ness. However, Professor Gemmell says their research discounts most of the theories about the monster, although one theory remains plausible. And now recapping tonight's top stories on the South Today. A piece of Dunedin's nightlife history goes under the hammer this weekend, along with a host of other musical treasures from around the region. Boxing is becoming a tradition for Dunedin's Henry family, with mum and dad coaching the next generation in the sweet science of pugilism. And flax is being transformed into beautiful household objects by an entrepreneurial Wanaka couple who spent years in product development. And now time for a look at what's happening in tomorrow's ODT. Welcome editor Barry Stewart.
G'day Daryl. Dunedin man David Eagleton has been named Poet Laureate, so a fitting reward for that gentleman, who is also in the paper tomorrow giving us a poem on Baldwin Street, so look out for that. DCC Chief Executive Sue Bidrose has got a significant pay rise. You can find out about that obviously in your paper tomorrow. OUSA is investigating whether it can sell cannabis when proposed law changes take effect.
Wow.
Wow. The rescue helicopter operation in Te Anau is again back in business, bringing the South Island's air ambulance service back up to full strength. So they of course had that issue down at the Auckland Islands, wasn't it? Winter Games skiing, that's a big event in the south. That kicks off tomorrow in Central, and we'll preview all the action there. There'll be some great photographs, and of course we have our Winter Olympic stars in action, so we'll be following their progress. Otago plays Hawke's Bay tonight, so the result of that will be in your paper tomorrow. So hopefully they get on a winning trend there. Black Caps, a lot of sport happening tonight, starting tonight, including the Black Caps, Sri Lanka second test, and of course the Ashes are back in business tonight too, so we'll be following that.
Brilliant, and all of that and more in tomorrow's ODT.
Thank you, Daryl.
Thank you, Barry. Time now for a look at the weather.
Tonight's weather proudly brought to you by Mole Map.
beginning with tonight's southern view of Torrey Gorge railway carriages waiting near the station. Looking at the situation, a colder southerly airflow spreads over the region tomorrow as the depression moves away to the north. A westerly airflow arrives at the weekend. Starting off at the northwest of the South Island, Greymouth and Westport can expect showers and 13 degrees. Across to the northeast, where Nelson and Blenheim are due for a cloudy day and 14. Moving down to Canterbury, Kaikoura and Christchurch, you're both due for a cloudy day and 13 degrees. Ashburton, you're a smidgen colder on 12. Looking at what's in store for the southern towns, moderate southerlies and showers are the order of the day. Balclutha aims for 9 degrees, while the Catlins, Lumsden and Gore are all slightly cooler on 8 degrees. Travelling westward to the Central Lakes, you should plan for moderate southwesterlies and mostly cloudy skies. Wanaka and Queenstown and Alexandra are set to reach 8 degrees, while Te Anau you can expect just 7 and showers. Looking at the northern towns, along the coast, Tiamaru and Oamaru expect southwesterlies developing and mostly cloudy skies with 10 degrees. Further inland, Twizel and Omarama are set for light winds, a few showers and 9 degrees for you both. In Dunedin, fine and cold tonight with frosts and an overnight low of 0. Colder tomorrow with sunny periods at first, but a period of showers during the mid to late afternoon. Expect some southwesterly winds, a high of 10 and a low of 6. Mostly cloudy and cool on Saturday, with moderate west to northwest winds developing, a high of 11 and a low of 8. And finally, moving to Invercargill. Some showers tonight and an overnight low of just 5. Mostly cloudy and cold tomorrow with moderate southerly winds. A few light showers at times, but mostly dry. A high of 10 and a low of 7. Westerly winds becoming strong and gusty on Saturday, fine with cloud increasing and some rain developing at night. A high of 12 and a low of 9. And that's all from the South Today team for this Thursday. For the latest news from the southern region, head online to odt.co.nz and follow Channel 39 on Facebook and YouTube. Have a great evening. Ka kite anō.
This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.